Tanya Cope!
I give him food. I feel bad for him and I give him food. It's true, it's true. Don't let anybody know I'm that soft-hearted. It'll ruin my reputation. You guys are a quiet crew tonight. We're going to do quiet story time. I'm usually a oh, and then she screamed. Bitch, quit talking about my crew! God damn it, I had a plan. All right. And it looks like we might have some old school Idahomies in the house. Are we some old school Idahomies? Idahomies? All right. You know, I'm an old school Idahomie. I've been here for 52 years, and you know, some of these youngins might not understand what Idaho used to be like. Like when I graduated from high school, we're talking like, you know, lots of Mormons, lots of religious people. There were people giving out wedding invitations at the graduation. People got married right away. I was a bridesmaid 6 times the summer after my graduation, and there was at least 3 weddings every weekend on through September. All right. And I was not that kind of girl. I was not that girl that is like, I just want to get married. I was not that girl. I was just like, ew, I'm never going to do that. And then, of course, because a lot of them were really religious, like 6 to 8 months later, here comes the baby shower invitation. It's like, you get married and get pregnant right away, too? Oh, that's dumb. You haven't even married a year, get pregnant right away? I'll never do that. Yeah, I don't say never much anymore because fast forward 10 years, and I met this dope slut, this nerd, and I was like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one. And we got married on April 1st. Guess when I gave birth to my first child? January 2nd. If you can't do math fast, that is 9 months and 1 day after our wedding. So in spite of the fact that I was like, oh, I'll never do that, I did that. And if you've never had a baby, that maternity ward is a rough place. It's a rough place because they're all cheerful and you're having a baby, which is not the funnest day. It's a great day, but while it's happening, it's not fun. And everybody's just like, oh, we're going to have a baby today. And it's like, I'm in the middle of contraction, I want to kill you. And every other person is coming in and sticking their hand in your hoochie, checking your dilation. You reach the point where it's like, it could be the janitor. You don't give a goddamn anymore. It's just like, whatever. Tell me when this is over. And I had this sweet, young, fresh-faced Doogie Howser little doctor come in and check my dilation and go, I feel hair. And I'm like, you have a medical degree? Look where your goddamn hand is. He was talking about the top of the baby's head, not my... Yeah. I scared that poor little fucker off. I didn't see him again. I was just not in a good mood. And then after hours and hours and hours of labor, they were like, I think we're going to have to do a cesarean. And I reached the point where I was like, slit my belly, slit my throat. Either way, I am done. I'm done doing this. So yeah, I got the cesarean. And then the next baby, I had to have a cesarean again. And that's when I accidentally made my ex-husband's dreams come true. Accidentally, because we pre-scheduled the cesarean. And they if you don't know, they have to shave you up. They have to shave you up. Now, my ex-husband had a thing for Irish accents, and you'll never guess what happened. I'm laying there, we're waiting, and here comes this rosy-cheeked, red-haired nurse, and she's like, well, I understand we're having a baby today. And my husband just like, she's like, I'm here to shave your wife. And I was like, you want to stay for this, don't you? He's like, oh, fuck yeah. So, and she's just chatting it up, and he's holding my hand, and I can just feel him shaking. And she's just, and I'm laughing my ass off, and the nurse doesn't even understand why, because I know that he's just like, this has just turned into the best day of his life. This cute little Irish nurse chattering away and shaving his wife's pussy right in front of him. We still got divorced, but, I gave him that one thing. I gave him that one day, and I felt like, I felt like it should be mentioned. So I guess we'll do one more little old-fashioned Idaho story, maybe, yeah. Okay, so growing up in Idaho was interesting. Growing up with my father was interesting. He was one of those really old-school redneck, hillbilly-ish Idaho guys that very into the hunting and the fishing and all that stuff. And he had all daughters, poor bastard, but he just did the best. We didn't just have to learn how to hunt and shoot, we had to learn how to load our own ammunition. One of those fucking guys. He watched the original Red Dawn as if it was a future documentary. I gotta train you children to defend us from the Russians! He was one of those charmers. And he loved fishing most of all, and he was obsessed with getting a boat. But he was a disaster, and my mother kept telling him no. But finally he came up with a proposal that she said yes to. It was a very specific type of boat. It was called the Bellboy. A Bellboy, the big sales promotion with those was that they were technically unsinkable. The enclosed bow and the gunnels were all lined with styrofoam, and my mother was like, you can have that boat, because he was a disaster. And it's a good thing too, because he got the boat, pulled it into our driveway, 16 feet of powder blue fiberglass beauty. And he was like, we need to take it to the Snake River. It's the first time he's dealt with this boat. Do we take it to a pond? Do we take it to a lake? No, we take it to the Snake River, one of the most treacherous rivers in Idaho. All right, fine. Out by Melba, there was a boat ramp that was like that, and very long. And he was not used to backing it down, so it took him forever to back it down. And then it took him forever to pull back up. Why does that matter to the story? Well, if you don't know larger boats, they put holes on them in them intentionally, because water gets in it and makes it easy to take the water out after you're done with the boat. And it typically has a plug in it. But it was still on the keychain. So we're loading up the brand new boat and it's filling with water. Where is he? Where is he? It took him forever to walk down. I get my height from my father, and he was quite portly. By the time he got down there was a good 5 inches of water in this 16-foot boat. He's like, no big deal, no big deal. I'll just go get the truck, back it back down, we'll put it back on the trailer, pull the boat out, let the water out, everything will be fine. But he walked so slow and it took him so long to back down. By the time he got back down there, the boat is half full of water. So we get it on the boat trailer, and he takes off on this steep incline far too fast. For those of you that failed physics, water is fucking heavy. Which means he got the boat a good way out of the water, and I heard this screaming ping, which was the sound of the chain that was holding the boat to the trailer snapping. And that boat stood up on its tail and went katoosh, katoosh, back into the Snake River. And my father had one of those old pickup trucks. You guys know 3 on a tree? All the way one way is park, all the way the other way is reverse. In his panic, instead of throwing it into park, he threw it in reverse as he jumped out of the truck, ran himself over with the truck. So now, both his feet are broken, the boat is in the river, and the truck is in the river. And of course, at that point, it started to rain. I'm not making any part of this story up. And at that moment, my mother did something that I still question her sanity. She kicked off her shoes, ran down the boat dock, and jumped into the river after the boat. And I asked her, years later, what in the hell were you thinking, woman? You could have died. And she was like, I was married to a drunk. I had 3 children, and we had not made a single payment, nor did we have insurance on that boat. I just saw my life going down the river. She did eventually get the boat back to the side of the river. We did eventually get it out. And the drive home was very tense. And it was the first time I ever heard my mother say the word fuck. She looked at my father and said, I'm never getting in that fucking boat again. which was prophetic because they were divorced 6 months later. My name is Tanya Cope, and my friends are shortening that to Taco. You have a good night, friends.